Hello there, I'm deGENerX. This is Judging People on the Internet, and today we're going to be looking at Reddit. So if y'all are ready, let's go. Okay, the first post we're going to be looking at is from Am I Overreacting? And it is, Am I Overreacting going no contact with my brother after he compared my queerness with him cheating on his girlfriend and forcing me to come out in front of my family? Using a burner account because my family uses Reddit. Little background, my brother, 25 male, is kind of the walking definition of toxic masculinity. He was an Andrew Tate defender back in the day, listens to Joe Rogan, and messaged the family group chat, upset that Kirk was shot, despite the fact that none of us are even based in the US, and even if we were, we wouldn't care about him anyway. So I, 30 female, was at my parents' house the other day, and my brother came home while I was there. Historically, we have pretty intense conversations that some might consider fighting. But it's always been in the moment arguments of that kind of dissolve as soon as one of us walk out of the room. Mostly it's about how I think the men he idolizes are trash, and that if he didn't follow them, he'd be a better person and partner. And from his side, that I am too idealistic and stupid for wanting basic human rights and respect for people. A lot of our arguments have the same hit points, basically just calling out things the people we follow say, and calling each other stupid for following them / agreeing in dumb things we each did while we were younger. I can't even remember how it started this day, but I remember he made a comment about I should be careful of what I say because of how my life is. I was initially confused by this comment because I have a pretty good life. I have a good job that I enjoy that pays me very well. We don't talk money, but my mom knows from us both, and he suggested I make a little over double what he does. I have a good group of friends, I have my own place, and the time and money freedom to spend with the people I want, doing the things that I want. So I was like, what? And he replied with 30 and single. So I just responded with, I'd rather be single than insert story of how he cheated on his previous girlfriend. And he just came out yelling, why don't you come out as a lesbian? This kind of threw me as he's never said anything like this before. And while I am bi, I'm kind of against the idea of coming out. My friends have found out when I had a couple of short-term girlfriends, and my sister only knows because she explicitly asked me a few years ago. But my mom and brother didn't know. I know this is getting long, so for brevity, I'll just type up the back and forth next. Me. I'm not, but would it matter if I were? Bro. Just admit you are. Back and forth a few times with small variations on wording. Me. I'm bi. I'm not lesbian. But again, why would it matter? Bro. Gestures to mom. We talked about this. Why wouldn't you say? Me. She didn't know. I didn't tell her because it doesn't even matter. Started tearing up at this point. This conversation was so much more overwhelming than I expected. Bro. Don't start getting upset now. I've bottled up so much over the years. I've told mom all about it. He said some other things here, but I wasn't focusing on anything other than trying not to cry. He ended up walking away after this, and I just sat there at the table with my mom in silence, trying to distract myself from the fact that basically his response to you're a bad person because you cheated on your girlfriend was, you're also a bad person because I suspect that you're gay. Am I overreacting for wanting to go no contact with my brother over this? If you got this far, thank you, and I hope this made sense. No, not overreacting. Your brother's an asshole. Yeah, first of all, not cool to ever force somebody's coming out. Don't ever do that. It's everyone's own personal preference as to if and when they come out and how and to who. That was an absolute dick move. Your brother just kind of a dick overall, it sounds like. But yeah, no, not overreacting. I'd cut my brother off too if he did something like that to me. So, yeah, let's see what some of the comments say. LGBT Wolf Girl said, not overreacting. This is no way the same as him being a bad person for cheating on a previous girlfriend. Go no contact with him. You don't need him and his toxicity in your life. Hopefully the rest of your family respects your boundaries on this. Dreamful Vicky replied to that with, one is betrayal of trust. The other is just someone existing. True. Capital Anybody 8287 says, definitely not overreacting. The no contact sounds like an excellent idea, at least until he grows up a little. No, a lot. Somebody like that I don't think is ever going to break free from that manosphere bullshit that he's into, so. Yeah, I agree. Rocking Rehab. My daughter's gay. I couldn't care less. Oh, that says careless, but I couldn't care less as long as she's happy. Yet if she cheated on her partner, that would be a whole different subject, and I would not be happy. I'd be furious, not overreacting. Your brother seems a delight. /S. Yeah. Sarcasm for sure. All right. Yeah. So not overreacting. Brother is absolutely the worst, and going down, no contact with him sounds like a swell idea to me. So let me know what you think in the comments about this one. You think she's overreacting, not overreacting? Let me know what you think. This one, am I the asshole for refusing to share my homemade bread with a neighbor who complained about the noise of making it? All right, I'm going to say no, just based on that, but let's read on and find out. I, 26 female, am incredibly passionate about baking sourdough bread. Recently, I took it a step further and invested in home grain meal so I can mill my own flour. Okay. Is that like a grinder for the grain to turn it into flour? I don't know what that grain mill is, but that's what it sounds like. It makes a massive difference in the quality of the bread, but the mill is a bit loud. Because I live in an apartment, I try to be mindful of the noise. I only use it for a few minutes at a time, usually right in the middle of the afternoon. Never early in the morning or late at night. That's considerate of you. A few weeks ago, my older neighbor knocked on my door to complain about the grinding noise coming from my place. I apologized, explained what it was, and assured her I only run it for about 5 to 10 minutes at most. To smooth things over, I even brought her a freshly baked loaf of sourdough the next day. She told me they enjoyed it afterwards and thanked me for it. Okay. So far, no problems. Since then, this neighbor has started casually knocking on my door whenever she smells bread baking, asking if I have any spares. I usually don't mind sharing, so I've given her 2 more loaves over the past month. Yesterday, I was milling grain at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. All right, it's a good time to do it. Good day. My neighbor knocked again, but this time she was furious. She told me the noise was incredibly disruptive and asked me to stop doing it entirely. I told her that milling is part of the process to make the bread, and I wouldn't stop, but reiterated that it only lasts a few minutes during the day. She then asked if I was baking today. When I told her I was, I also mentioned that since she still complains about the mill sounds, after knowing what they help to create, I won't bother giving her any more of the product from those sounds, the bread. She is now telling other people in the building that I'm petty and unneighborly, and is threatening to complain to our landlord about the noise. My significant other thinks I should have just given her a loaf to keep the peace, but I shouldn't have to reward someone for complaining about a reasonable daytime activity. Am I the asshole? I'm gonna say no. Yeah, I mean, given that it seems like you're doing it during the daytime when a lot of people probably aren't home. They're either working or out. And this last one, 2 p.m. on a Saturday. Yeah, it sounds like your neighbor. I mean, again, I don't know how much noise there actually is or how disruptive it is to your neighbor. Could you have given them bread? Maybe. I don't think it's your duty as a neighbor to do that. Yeah, I'm going to say not the asshole. But, let's go look at the comments and see if people agree. Brilliant Lime 3680 says, if the mill is unacceptable, the bread of producers should be too. All right, makes sense. Aposma 5 makes sense. Can't expect the reward if you reject the process behind it. All right, that one seems like not the asshole. Weary Home 710 says, not the asshole. She cannot demand the bread while attacking the process. Okay. Everybody kind of keeps mentioning the little red hen and being mad at the process, but then wanting the reward from it, despite complaining about all that goes into it. Joe in Syracuse, I used to grind my own wheat flour too. The grinders are very loud. Like wear hearing protection and leave the room loud. Unless you've heard one yourself, you can't imagine how loud. Not saying who's right or wrong, but just offering more info. Okay. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's still kind of like middle of the day. Although I think she said this was an older lady that was the neighbor complaining about it. And here's another one, says, her hidden running girl, it's loud. I mill my own, mill enough for the wheat because I don't like how loud it is. Okay, so the people that have mills are saying it's loud. So I don't know, maybe offering a loaf to them wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, because it seems like people that have the grinders say they're really, really loud and obnoxious. So maybe it is pretty disruptive to neighbors in this. I assume it's that apartment building, the way it was described. So, I don't know, maybe partly the asshole, a neighbor partly the asshole. I don't know, given how loud they seem to be. Yeah, I would say this one's tough. Offer some bread to the neighbor every time they complain about it. Yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think? Is this person the asshole for milling the bread in an apartment complex? Are they not? They partly to blame, partly not. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just do those two today. So, yeah, let me know in the comments what y'all think about these two Reddit posts and whether or not you agree or disagree. Anyway, thank you all so much for stopping by and reading along with these posts with me and letting me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoy these, want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button, leave a like on the post so I know you want to see more of these. Do have a Ko-fi page where you can also support the channel. Don't do any sponsorships and not monetized on YouTube, so you can go over there to the Ko-fi page, links in the description, and for only $3.50 a month you can join Club Nessie over there. Also one-time donations are possible there as well. If you'd like to support the channel that way, anything helps out. Yeah, thank you again everybody for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to come check me out. Other than that, I think that's everything. And remember to help control the people population. Have yourself spayed or neutered. Bye, everybody.